G'day, Matt Noble here, and boy oh boy, the past 24 hours, well, the showdown is finished. The contest is over, there's a winner, there's a loser. Although I think it probably went the way everyone was expecting it to go, so I guess no jaws are being lifted up off the floor. Of course, I'm referring to the artist beating the Descendants for Best Picture at this year's 84th Annual Academy Awards. Very exciting, very good news. Sort of cool for a silent, black and white French film to win Best Picture at the Oscars. Jean Dujardin from the film even beating George Clooney for Best Actor, but I think George Clooney's accepted that loss very graciously. And in lesser news, the Australian Labor Party caucus decided to retain Julia Gillard as the Prime Minister of the country of Australia over former Prime Minister Kevin Rudd in a Labor Party ballot that was taken on Monday morning. This is despite Kevin Rudd relentlessly campaigning for the past week to get the position, staging multiple press conferences in America, in Australia, all over the place, in shopping malls, in offices. He was just talking all over the place. In hindsight, maybe he could have learnt a bit from the artist and sort of figured out that maybe the less he spoke, the more chance he had of winning. I don't know. And it was definitely a resounding victory of Julia Gillard, with her taking out over 70 votes to Kevin Rudd's 31. And it's led to the Julia Gillard supporters saying that this is just such an overwhelmingly resounding victory. Now, just a tip to the Julia Gillard supporters, I want to be completely diminishing Kevin Rudd's weak support in this caucus, because 31 votes out of the Labor caucus is still a higher percentage than Julia Gillard's percentage amongst the people of Australia in the ballot of preferred Prime Minister against Kevin Rudd. So I just wouldn't be diminishing the 30% number as insignificant. And with such a comprehensive loss, there was no telling how this psychopathic, prima donna, egotistical, chaotic person who views everything within the prism of Kevin would respond.
The caucus has spoken. I accept the caucus's verdict without qualification and without rancour. I bear no grudges. I bear no one any malice. And if I've done wrong to anyone in what I've said or in what I've done, to them I apologise.
Now, over the past week, there has been a lot of speculation that if Kevin Rudd had failed to win the leadership challenge, he would merely just wait to mount a second challenge where he might be able to win, something that would concern a lot of people in the party. Kevin Rudd came out today and was nothing but clear and straightforward on this issue.
I dedicate myself to working fully for her re-election as the Prime Minister of Australia, and I will do so with my absolute ability dedicated to that task.
That pretty much confirms that the showdown is on. Kevin Rudd is gearing up right now to mount a second challenge against Julia Gillard sitting in the backbench. Anything that he says that could slightly be taken as a veiled criticism against the government as a means to undermine it and destabilise the government so he can come and form leadership. Anything he doesn't say should be taken as a sign that he's waiting in the backbenches for Gillard to make a mistake so he can pounce, and he's spending his time in back rooms talking to caucus members and reporters trying to undermine the government. Despite this clear and obvious sign in his press conference, Julia Gillard was not buying it.
I think anybody who's watched Kevin Rudd's statement to the media today could see the honesty, the candour, the way that he's approached that press conference. They could see what he said, and I absolutely accept it.
Julia Gillard, you've said that since 2010 he has been secretly trying to undermine and destabilise the government you're leading. This does not sound like the kind of person you should be trusting. Why is he all of a sudden now being honest? Don't trust him, Julia. He's going to hurt you. Thank you for listening, people of Australia.